Hey everyone, I know you may be wondering how the Leica S Type-007 compares to other medium format cameras, and I happen to have with me here the Hasselblad X1D Mark II. I used this on a recent photo shoot with Darlene's younger sister, and Darlene has been on the channel many times, and her younger sister Laya wanted to model. So I just want to give you some first impressions about using these two cameras side by side. First, the Leica S has a top LCD screen, which makes it very easy, turning this on now, just for me to see battery life, the aperture, and the ISO and shutter speed just by looking down. The X1D Mark II, of course, doesn't have it, but it does have a very nice touchscreen at the back that's very bright in the sunlight. The Leica S007, you just have to press one of the three buttons really quickly, and you will see the information at the back of the screen, additional information at the back of the screen. And sadly, when I was doing the comparison with these two cameras, the Leica S was actually in JPEG mode, so I can't really show you the RAW files together. But I can tell you that when I compared the Leica S JPEG to the Hasselblad RAW file, the colors coming out from the Leica S in JPEG format is very, very good, as you can see on the screen. So just using both cameras, the whole photo shoot, the Leica S, even though it looks pretty big and it does feel heavy, it's not really that heavy to use throughout the whole photo shoot. I wasn't really getting tired. It kind of reminded me of the Nikon D850 that I used to have. The Hasselblad, of course, it is very light, easy to hold in your hands. And the only thing I really dislike about the Hasselblad is just the focusing. It is only contrast detect, so the focusing is very slow, especially with the 45p. I also own the XCD90 and the XCD45, and the focusing with those lenses are much faster than this lens, the 45p. With the Leica S, I do notice that focusing is super quick because it is phase detect, though as you can hear, it kind of makes winding noise with the motor. But yeah, focus is very quick with this camera. I do like to use of the optical viewfinder in the Leica S, very large and bright compared to the EVF. I had to learn how to use the single focus point in this camera. You will see like a circle and a cross in the middle. So in that circle, whatever is closest to the camera, the Leica S will focus on. So you need to make sure that the only thing you want to focus will be in that circle. And it's very easy for me to focus on Elias' face, recompose, and then if I just want to leave the focus lock there, I don't fully take out my finger, but I just keep on taking shots. So first impressions using both, I do prefer using the Leica S over the Hasselblad. I feel like operation is really quick. The menu system is very easy with the Leica S. And I know the menu system with the Hasselblad is also very easy, but I just feel more of a connection with this camera. Other things I do want to mention is both have very good weather sealing. The Leica S probably has the better weather sealing between the two, and just by holding it and looking at it, you can tell that the weather sealing of this is really good, especially when I looked online and saw the different seals. And this lens and camera combo has been, other photographers have taken this to different parts of the world, and they haven't had any problems with it. Very good weather sealing with the Leica S. And I'm sure the Hasselblad X1D II has great weather sealing as well. Central shutter and focal plane shutter, you actually have the choice between FPS or CS. So if you want to use a central shutter in the lens, if you do have a lens that is CS compatible, you can use that, but you can only sync up to 1/1000th of a second, or you can just use the focal plane shutter if you're not in studio in the camera. And I've just been using that during the photo shoot. There is a difference between 37 megapixels compared to 50 megapixels, but not like a huge difference. But when zooming and pixel peeping, definitely you'll see more detail on the Hasselblad X1D Mark II. But just the way the Leica S lenses render, I like the rendering of these lenses. It is very, as they say, Leica-like, and it does have the Leica look where The subject is very sharp and the background is so smooth. Really liking the rendering of the Leica S lenses compared to the Hasselblad XCD lenses, which is very clinical and very sharp. But maybe I shouldn't say clinical because the Hasselblad XCD lenses does have a lot of vignetting in it, and you actually have to apply the lens profile in post just to get rid of the vignetting around the image. I shouldn't really talk about video between the two cameras. This does shoot 4K at 24 frames per second, but Super 35 crop mode. The Hasselblad is not really great in video, only shoots 2.7K with 428 8-bit capture. But the Leica S being super huge compared to the Hasselblad, money was no object and it did have a choice between these two. I just feel more comfortable using the Leica S. I feel like I can get the images that I want and the image quality I want from the Leica S, and the images, the look from the Leica S, I do prefer it over the Hasselblad. That's just the thing that really is preventing me from just staying with Hasselblad. It's just the contrast detect focusing is very slow. And I know medium format isn't meant to be fast, but using the Leica S compared to the Hasselblad and just focusing, it just nails it really quickly and really accurately. I say it's not accurate 100% of the time, maybe about 80 to 90% of the time, but you just really need to learn how to use the center focus point in this camera. I hope this helps people that are deciding between the Leica S007 and the Hasselblad X1D2. They are basically the same price point now used in 2021 August. I will be going on a photo shoot later on today to use both of these cameras with Katrina, who was on the YouTube channel before, and I'll be showing you guys the comparison between raw files with both cameras. So if you want to see that, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you everyone and stay safe.